Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Uncover. On this program, we get to touch on issues that affect you and those around you. I'm talking about reality talk. My name is Modifaka Pungwe, and I'm so excited that you're with me on this episode again. On this edition, we'll be talking about real life issues, things that affect you as men in general, struggles the average man goes through. And my guest for today is Dr. Purpose. So with Dr. Purpose some time back, and he got to talk about purpose, what it means to live a life of purpose. And this time around, he's coming to give us some more insight on the life, the struggles of an average man. Dr. Purpose, how are you doing?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm good. You look great.
Thank you very much, and you also look beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I don't even know where to pick it up from. I just want to know really what is inspiring this conversation, the average man, or the struggles that the average man experiences. Is it really coming from the fact that you're a young man that is trying to discover yourself, or is it because you've gotten to interact with different men around you? What really is inspiring this topic?
I think one of the reasons why I've actually looked at this is because I think from 2013 I've been interacting with young people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had one-on-one talks with young people and all that. And from those talks, I actually saw some common patterns in them. So I was like, okay, if this one is going through this, that means there should be someone else who is actually going through this same
Something similar.
situation. Yes. So if someone is able to actually pass through a certain phase of life, they can actually motivate others and actually show them how they actually managed to actually pass through that phase. That's why I was like, okay, I think let's actually look at what an average man, like most, has issues with.
Yeah.
Because many people talk about successful men, but average men are not mostly talked about. Even the struggles that they go through are not really noticed. Even the maybe the victories that they do are not really appreciated.
Okay.
So I was like, I think let's actually look at that today.
Kunkara mamuna and kulimba.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's really a debate. Sometimes people will say no, women go through the most, and somebody will say, women, you when you're broke, you just say, let me call my boyfriend, let me tell my husband, and the man is the one who goes around looking for the bread and the butter. You just sit back. Men are actually the people who have good, but this is a debate for another day. Overall, what do you think are the struggles that a man goes through?
The different struggles that men go through. I'll talk about a few, but one of the cardinal things that's actually there, one of the issues that's actually there, is men growing up without fathers.
Oh, okay.
That's like really high.
Wow.
So the number of men who have fathers, like really there, are few. So even if he's there, but he's not actually there,
This is very
you can't
important.
relate with him in any way. He's just there to like pay bills, take you to school, nothing more, nothing less.
Wow. So it's really, I think it's important that you've touched that. Does it really contribute to the fact that I saw something today, and I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I saw somebody that wrote up to say there's a lot of single mothers, right? But then it's not just in a situation where this single mother is raising a child alone. Maybe the husband died or the husband left her, but there's women running households full time, and men are maybe just there or totally not there. Even in a double parent home, it's still the women that do much. Father figures really lack. And I was trying to process it because I saw so many people making comments on that same post. What are you talking about? Can you try to break it down more? So I was there trying to process what the writer was trying to bring out when she said that. But from what I got, people are saying men are not being men, even in the homes. Is that really is that adding in any way to what you're saying?
Okay, with regards to that, I can actually say this. Okay, let me give an example of Lusaka. In Lusaka, we have these guys who are called Marios. I bet it's a common term.
Yeah, that's a Lusaka.
Yeah.
Bentens.
So you have men like, let's say, who have no direction in life. They just go to the gym, look nice and all that, and they just con one well-to-do woman and all that, and the woman would actually fall for those guys.
Yes.
So she'll be like providing for that guy while they're like dating and all that, then hoping that he might find something later on. She might even give him money to like start a business, and he would squander that. They get married. So he cannot change.
He can't man up.
Men change for themselves, not because of others.
Wow.
So you marry someone who was not doing anything. You were providing for him. Then you have kids. What will happen? He'll be reluctant. Because he knows that if he sits there, you're working and all that, you go there, make money, buy certain things and all that. If he's doing something, it will just be minimal. He won't really like be putting in his level best. So you'd find that from the bills that are paid, most of the bills are paid by the woman.
Women.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Maybe the man is just doing some other things. Some even gamble, they drink alcohol, they just, you'd find men drinking Kachasu 06. Then you'd be like,
Yes.
if you're drunk at 6, what time are you going to work? That means it's the wife who has gone to work.
Yeah.
It's the wife who has gone to work. So if you go Makombo, you'd find men 6 hours, bachelor draft, and they're not really like maybe like betting something. Draft 7 hours.
On a bench.
Like,
Yeah.
so what time are these making money? So you'd find that most homes are being run by women.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for women to raise real men. Impossible.
Is it really impossible?
It's very much impossible.
Yeah, we've seen women that try to, impose these morals in these boys. So how really is it that women can't? What role can a man play that a woman can't in raising a male child?
When God was making a man and a woman, he actually made us different. If God knew that we can raise children on our own, there would have been no need for a woman. God knows why he made a man and a woman.
And a woman.
There are roles that we play in a child's life, and there are roles that you play in a child's life. I'll give an example. A woman can have a son who is a thief, like an armed robber, and she would still live with him and be praying for him. God, change him. But if he's staying with the father cannot. Most fathers, if they know that this one is an armed robber, they would not want to associate with that child. So if a girl is going out with older men and all that, and she's staying with a mom, some women, of course, they might actually compromise. Pobwera mutrete na bread. Pobwera mutrete na bread and all that. But if a man knows that this one is sleeping with a man like almost my age, he can't take that.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah.
So the way men raise children, like boys, and the way women raise boys is absolutely different. If you see men raised by mothers and are like real men, they looked up to like other men.
No, there was a certain like father figure.
Role models. So they might have been reading from someone, watching someone, and all that. But if you are raised by a woman only as a man, you would be 40. No, mama's boy. They're like emotional men. Vija and all that. They really don't take life vija the way men should actually take it. And they're really soft with the way they do things, and they're easy to manipulate, both by women and by other men, because they don't know how to be men.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So women are very easy to manipulate. Okay, let's move on. You were mentioning something to say, the challenges that men go through when you mentioned the absence of men. Maybe you can just pick up from there.
Yep. So the thing is this: if you talk to most men and you like ask them like, how is your relationship with your father? I'm like, they won't even like say anything. Like there will be nothing to say.
Yeah.
There will be nothing to say. So you'd find that someone is growing up with with a father that they're really scared of. They're like really scared of that man, like really scared. If he comes, let's run, let's move out. If he sits, you can't sit there. If he sits, you can't sit there. So you'd find that how will you learn to be a man? To be very difficult. That's when you now go out and learn how to be a man from other people. That's when you like get validation from other people. You can see that. If you are found with the wrong people now, that's where you now find men are involved in certain things, drugs, alcohols, and all that. There are very few men who have a supportive father who, like, let's say, go wrong in life. There are very few men.
Okay.
Like the father is there, mentoring the child, showing him everything and all that. He might not give him like everything financially, but if he's actually there,
Just
like
present.
emotionally and all that, that is something that a child will remember, even if they're like 70 years. Our dad was there. We would sit, we talk. You can buy a child presents, yes, they'll forget. But if you spend time with them, that is an investment in their life. So you'd see that grandfathers were not spending time with our fathers. So that same pattern of being a man, like fulinga chewa yofya che like ukafika chofinga che like
Everybody must just be scared.
children must be scared. That's really like being a bad father. Like really, in fact, we have a lot of bad fathers. A lot of bad fathers. If I just ask someone, boy, atwetu part once, mbadi pia sachitika wazio, sachitika mtu wangu,
So relatable, yeah.
yeah, sachitika. Mkambana child, we can't even talk. We can't. You know, I grew up with dad, and he's still around. So I thought like all men were like that. Like we just talk, no fathers. So when I was growing up, I was like, what you talk about the bunch? Dad was such tick. I was like, oh, man, how come? Because dad would like take us, me and my brothers, would take a walk, talking about life and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So for many people, they were thinking like dad is my older brother.
Okay.
Would like talking, no, we're having nothing. Boy, that's your father. And I'm like, yeah. You laugh like that with your father. But mtara kunachikatai. But mtara no pais. And all that. But you'd see that for most men, they grow up with fathers who are like present but not really present. So they would have daddy issues. So what they went through, that is what they would actually make their children go through.
The hardships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we used to walk 30 kilometers at school. Yeah, that was your life, and you're supposed to like change the narrative.
Yeah, you need to make it very easier for your children.
Yes, that's why we should work hard, so that whatever they went through, we must not go through, and we should also work hard so that whatever we might have gone through, our children must not go through. But it seems like it's a pattern. Grandfather was something else, dad is something else, the man is also something else, even the children would also be something else. So you'd find that we have a lineage of men who are not available for their children, because all they believe is, if I pay the bills, I do this, I do that, I spend time with you. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So you would see that, yes, you're paying the bills, you're doing everything, but your child is an addict and you don't know anything.
Yeah.
He's doing drugs. You are unaware that he's doing drugs. He is not performing well at school. You are really unaware that he's bad at school.
Yeah.
You failed. But grade 10 term 1 he failed. Grade 10 term 2 he failed.
You didn't know.
Grade 11 term 3 he failed. Grade 12 he failed. Then how do you expect him to do well but G12 and you be surprised? No, I'm paying money, I'm doing this. No. There's something wrong that you're actually doing.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's really a lot, And now, looking at how when a boy child reaches this stage where he obviously is expected to be a man with all these traumas that they've gone through, do you really think? Is that why you think there's a high level of, you know, women that are struggling in terms of not being able to have men that are able to perform fully in their lives, you know? He's gotten to a stage where fine, he picks a woman and marries. Next thing, it's either he's promiscuous, you know, he can't settle down with one woman because we've seen a lot of men who behave like that. It's we're polygamous in nature, you know. Next thing, I want a woman who is able to bring something to the table. You've seen how much all this is being thrown at the woman or the women, and they're being punished in a way, you know. First of all, she has to deal with a man who just can't settle down with just her. The next thing, she's dealing with a man who wants her to provide, you know. He's unemotionally there, and she's dealing with a man again who wants her to take care of the children. Whatever goes wrong with the child, the son, it's the woman to blame. You're the one who, who's causing all this. Are we seeing such patterns getting this far?
So the thing is this. If you want to learn how to drive, you're supposed to learn from a driver, isn't it? If you want to learn how to cook, you're supposed to learn from a chef. If you want to learn how to be a man, you're supposed to learn from other men. That's the only way you can learn. If you want to be a good husband, you're supposed to learn from other husbands.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good father, you must learn from good fathers. But you find that someone has got a bad father, meaning he has no one to look up to. That means he has no one, he doesn't really know what it means to be a good father. And the badness is this: women might also grow up with a bad father. So they also have their own trauma now. You can see that. So she had a bad father, and the man also had a bad father. So both of them had bad fathers.
Oh my gosh.
Now, they get married. The woman has got unhealed trauma from the dad and all that. And the man also has got his own issues from the dad
From
and
the
all
dad.
that in life. So you'd find that when they get married, those issues will now be causing wrangles in their marriage, where a man does not know how to be a man, and the woman does not know what a real man is because she did not grow up with a real man. She'll have a description of a real man based on what other people say a real man is, or based on what the internet is actually saying a real man is. And I believe that whatever they say a real man is on the internet is mostly it's really something else. It's not the actual definition of a real man. Because if someone is to say who a real man is, it's men, not women. But women say a real man must end up like you.
A man must buy you hair, expensive hair.
So
Yeah.
doctors are the ones that can actually assess, examine other doctors on how they're actually performing. If I'm an engineer, I have no information about medicine. So why should I tell a real engineer should... When did I become an engineer? I might have ideas of what an engineer is, but I've never been an engineer. So, you'd hardly find, okay, it's not really common. Yeah, some men say that, but you'd hardly find men saying a real woman must. It's not really common. It's there, but it's not as common as a real man must. You can see that. So we have that um, identity crisis
Yeah.
where someone did not grow up with a real father, meaning they don't know what a real man is.
Is it that they don't know or that they've never
Experience
experienced what a
what
real
a real
man
man
is?
is.
Maybe it's possible that I've not really been raised by a dad who did things right, but I know what a man is supposed to do. I've just not experienced it. Isn't it that? Wouldn't that be the case?
That would be the case. But sometimes you might look at things from your own side of needs and wants.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something that you're lacking there. I'm like, I think if my dad was there, I think I would have gone to school. I think if my dad was there, would have not been chased from the house. You can see that. That's why, okay, it's kind of controversial and all that. But there's someone who said something, and I really don't judge what others say. I'll listen and then he said that uh, if a woman was brought up by a single mother, like who has never been married, or she was divorced, or like for many years, like she has never been a wife, he said that most of those women are actually taught to survive without men.
Yeah.
Like you are a strong woman.
Yeah.
You are
Independent.
independent. You are this and that. And you would see that if they are growing up, they don't really know what role a man should actually play in their life. You can see that. And you have another man who grew up with a father who was like non-empathetic. He was just beating the mom. Like he did not really show what a good husband and father is. So you have someone who doesn't need a man. Like, yeah, you are a strong woman. And there's someone who is actually from a broken home. Like the father is just messed up. And these two now
Come together.
come together. So you'll find that they'll just have challenges. Isn't Shema challenges like always? So you find that if they have kids, the trauma from the mother, from the father,
Both they throw it on the children.
yeah.
And it's true, the frustration usually gets to the children.
And I'm like, jeez, I do this, I do that. It's not my duty, please. I pay rentals, I do that.
Yeah.
Why are you reminding? You know, if you grew up with a man who knew that rentals are his obligations, you won't be venting out to your kids. I pay school fees. I do this. Give me some break. Jeez, it's your duty. It's your duty.
To provide for the kids.
Yes. So if there's anything that's wrong, I know that you'd have to find a way of actually working things out. Otherwise, if I'm mad, then I vent out my anger towards someone else. That's like really bad, and that's what kids get.
Okay. So, what do you think is the solution that men need? What really is that remedy that will help them pull through life despite some of the challenges we've talked about, especially that we're focusing on the lack of a father figure in their lives?
Okay. The
That,
first
you know,
thing,
we are here like, okay, you don't have a dad, it happened.
yeah,
There's nothing you can do about it. You
that
know,
happened.
maybe you have a mother who also had her own traumas.
Yes.
That happened. Now, what are you supposed to do intentionally as a man to make sure that you put an end to this circle, you know, so you don't throw the same traumas to your children and them to their children? How do we groom men?
So, like, one of the ways that can be done is actually like having mentors or people that you look up to or learn from. So you can have someone who grew up with a mom, like only, but he's actually like, let's say, close to like an uncle and all that. So he's learning things from the uncle and all that. So even if the father is not present, but there are some other men who is actually learning from. That's intentional learning. And you can read a lot. A lot has been written about men. A lot. You can read, oh, this is how a man should behave. Okay. If I become a father, oh, okay. If I'm dating, this happens. If we are engaged, this and this happens. If we are married, I'm supposed to do this and that as a man. Then if my wife is pregnant, there are certain things that happen. Like my hormones are changed such that she'll just be that evil spirit. and it's just a phase. So a man who does not know that that's just a phase would like really pissed off. Like, jeez, it's just a phase.
It's just a phase.
They have never learned from anyone. No one has told them that sometimes women just wake up and they're just looking at you, not saying anything. And you'll be like, okay, I'll leave you. And after some time, they'll be like, back to the normal. Say, how are you? Like, oh, okay, oh, you're now back to normal. Okay. But if you don't know that, to always wrangles. So you can have men that you're looking up to if you don't have an actual father or a real father or an absent father. You can have men that you look up to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You read, watch videos on the internet. There are a lot of things that are like very much educative on the internet. You can read, watch videos. Even like I saw something that was made by Rosias. I think it was Boys to Men something.
Okay.
Like I think it was a boys camp or boot
I think
camp.
I saw something like that.
That's like really good.
Yeah.
That's like really good. So you have, let's say, men who've never been told, I'm proud of you by the dad. Like they've never heard that.
Yeah.
Like, you're useless. Yeah. You are nothing. You can't do anything. That, that's they've never received any positive words.
Any positive, yeah.
Never.
And they feel that's
so
how
if
it should
someone
be.
just compliments them, someone else, okay, I think for men, let's say in a year, if we get compliments, maybe there should be like maybe 2 or 3.
Really?
2 or 3. So that's why
Compliments of, oh, you're doing great. You're just doing great.
compliments are just like a compliment.
Which compliment?
Women be like, no, you're supposed to appreciate me for just existing.
Yes.
I'll be like, jeez. This thing
And
is
we're
really
used to
wild.
it. So what compliments do you really want? Is it that the compliments concerning how great you're doing, financially? Because I think this is where your ego is. The financial aspect, when you say, okay, I think you're doing great, you're pushing forward in life. Or is it that you look good, you're actually handsome? What compliments you want? Because that's we want you're
Okay,
pretty.
I feel that if you're compliments are okay, but I think appreciation is more important.
Yeah. Appreciation.
Yes. So if someone is doing something and you said, okay, this one is really trying.
They're trying. Yeah.
And they don't really want to show that they're really stressed because they don't want to appear weak. You can say that? Because I feel that opening up, is okay, but it backfires most of the times.
It backfires.
Yeah, it backfires due to the fact that there are very few women who are wise enough not to use what a man confined in her. So if you open up and you have a wrangle, you have an argument, she might use that against you.
How is she using that? Okay, you open up. What are you opening up? For example, open
like
up
something that you are really like
struggling,
vulnerable with. Like let's say there's certain things that you went through in life then that's why you like act in a certain way.
And they
They'll
should
be like,
pass.
that's why, and they'll be like, jeez, and that's how you
That's
see
why
that.
you went through that. That's why you're behaving like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and you continue being like that, and you'll be like, jeez, this one I'll never tell her anything. So you find out what's wrong, nothing, because he once told you something that you used against him, and he did not really tell you that, okay, I told you that and you've used it against me. No, he just said, okay, okay, if there's anything that's eating me up, I'll just be quiet.
Okay.
I'd rather I go and tell other men, or go and drink alcohol, or
As a
just
coping mechanism.
sit just doing nothing, than talk to you. Because he knows that if he actually talks to you, you might use that against him. And I feel it's kind of a turn off for a man to cry in front of a woman.
And on that,
Unless maybe Pamalido and all that. but why you have issues?
I know
you're
now
struggling.
there's people encouraging men to cry, but is it really okay?
No, I don't believe. No, it's not.
A man should cry. Is it
Oh,
okay?
okay, like let's say a man is supposed to cry. Yes, you have emotions. Maybe to God. not you are crying and the woman is there. No.
It's wrong, right? Because you know
that doesn't make
it. I have experienced a man cry in front of me for emotional reasons, and sorry if you would judge me, but I kind of perceived it as weak. Not that.
No, as in it's not more. It's good that you've said that.
No,
Because
not
most women will be
necessarily
like, no,
that it was any, but I just felt like, can we just control our emotions a bit? Like, is this why we are crying? It was really a turn for me, like, why are we crying? But then I really get it. I understand, we're not supposed to really judge or be harsh on men or let them cry. It's okay. But to an extent, I believe strongly that there should be a limit.
that's why if you want to be a man, never get ideas from women about how to be a man. Never. You go wrong. You're like, no, I want a man who can open up to me, who can be vulnerable. But once you open up, you're gone.
No, I think it's still with...
And they'll be like, jeez. And should actually tell the friends, that one, mama leader baja. Amarentos mavuto, yavuta, valida. So as a man, you're not supposed to cry, but you're supposed to find solutions. You're supposed to actually find solutions. If a man is to cry, maybe in front of your fellow men, at least that one is okay. Because sumza sekan.
Are you sure?
At least, when men meet and when women meet, it's so different.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Oh my God, I would cry in front of my sisters and my
That's
friends.
why you
like...
see that if men are playing, they'll be really childish. Like really childish. So like, this is someone's husband. But they're just doing like vinci, like I was watching something, like Bamba Yasha, there was like a string, like a cloth, then Bamba Bayash, then they began like swinging it. Then Bamba get a man. And another one, fireworks, those were things. Yama point. Then and they're just like, oh guys. So you'd see that for men, you'd really be there for your fellow man mostly. But for women, if they're together, it's most because of certain reasons. It's because maybe they go out with certain men, maybe they're planning something and all that. So you'd see that you might have 10 men and only one man is actually paying for everything and he's just okay with that. He won't complain. No. But if you have 5 women, 20 quart, 20 quart, 20 quart.
Yes.
Let's buy food. But for men, they'll be like, boy, you'll buy this month. Now, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. And they'll just go there, do their thing. So, I believe that if a man is going through challenges, the best people that you can actually talk to are your fellow men. Because they've been through that before and they know how to solve those problems.
Yeah.
But if you sit down there, cry, complain, there'll be no solutions that will be made. And the man will just see you to be weak. That's why, like, this one is weak. That's why you'd see that the majority of women love men who are lukewarm in terms of their emotions. Like he's there but he's not there. Like
Okay,
he's there but he's not there.
He's there but he's not there.
Yeah, like he's actually giving you doubts.
Are you looking at me like that? You want me to agree?
No, he's actually giving you doubts. So you're like,
Is it or is it not?
is it happening or is it not happening? Is it happening? So if that happens, that means the woman would actually be putting in more effort to get more confirmation if it's happening.
This is going to be a hot topic because I've got something to say concerning that. It's not usually the case. Women that want that should be women who have some issues with themselves. I mean, a woman that has not really, that's okay chasing. But a woman who's fully in her confidence, understands her worth, is not okay in a position where a man is not giving her clarity. A woman that is fully confident, knows what she wants, is living in a purpose, wants direction, and a man that is a man of his words. That confusion is trauma, and it's really something within that is lacking. We talked about validation, maybe some further issues. You just want to be accepted, validated in a place for you to feel worthy. And women that go for that. If I meet a man and he's giving me those black and blues, I turn off immediately. I don't have the time to entertain that. So it all depends on a person and how much work they've put in themselves, I think. I want to believe. But, we initially, Dr. Pepos, we had planned to talk about many other things.
Yes.
But I'm looking at time and I know it's not possible. But just to round it off as we are concluding, men struggle with finances, they struggle with porn, masturbation at some point. They struggle with mental breakdowns, just to mention a few. All in all, if you can just point out a few of these things, and I actually learned that masturbation is a stress coping mechanism. I actually heard it, that this is how men deal with stress. I don't know how true it is, but I've just heard about it from some platform where somebody was talking about this as a topic. So it's just a way to get over stress, because there's a lot of stress that they go through. If they're going through issues with rent, that's just the way. It's a coping mechanism. And that is it. So there's so much in line with those. What would you say briefly on this, even as we are concluding?
Okay, I'll just give a simple illustration. One can play FIFA, isn't it? Yeah, just get a TV, whatever, then you play FIFA. That's easy. I've scored 5 goals. But for you to go out there and play, that's very difficult. Because it would actually take discipline for you to do that.
Yeah.
So you would see that most men who struggle with such are men who are unable to actually find women. Therefore, the only way that they can actually, like, let's say, replace that failure
Yeah.
is by actually turning to other things.
Oh, okay.
They go to a man and she's like, no, I'm not interested. This one, no, I'm not interested. What else would they do? They'll just go and masturbate.
Okay.
You see, so there are different things and there are different ways in which people would actually justify certain acts. You see that? Like, okay, this is that, this is that. But if one is engaged in that, the way you see women would actually be different now. So you'd actually see women as just an object,
For your satisfaction.
not a person, but an object. An object has no feelings.
Yes.
So meaning, if that object is complaining about feelings, about temperature, you don't really care, because you see that as an object. You can see that. But if you look at women in another way, you would know that, okay, this one has got a role that she can actually play in my life. You can see that. So if one fails in one area, they would always find things to, like, let's say, supplement, or let's say not really replace. I don't know how I can actually so there's a void in someone. There's something that's lacking, so you try and find something like fill that void.
That void, yes.
Yeah. So they like a companion. They have not like talk to and all that. So they would actually look at porn, or actually masturbate.
Okay.
That's like their way of
Filling a
up
void.
that void.
Yeah.
And you'd see that for some, even people who are married are still doing it, because they might have married for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that would obviously affect them, their marriages.
Yes.
Without
Because
a doubt.
lust is something that you cannot satisfy. It will always be there as long as you have this body.
And how do you overcome it? Like, if there's a person who's struggling with masturbation, how do they really go about it?
Okay, I think the first thing that you can actually do is that we can go back to the first thing that we talked about, is actually knowing why you are here. Because if you know why you are here, you'd know that I'm not supposed to do certain things. And if I'm to live a kind of life according to this assignment, there are certain things I'm supposed to avoid. That's the thing. So you'll see that if a man does not know why he exists, he'll be engaged in different activities, and some of these activities can actually destroy his life. So if I know that I'm supposed to be a bodybuilder, there are some certain foods that I won't be eating. There would even be a diet for those who do bodybuilding. If I'm supposed to be running and all that, my high jump, there are certain things that I'm not supposed to be doing. That's why someone who runs, they're not really built up like my muscles. No, they're not. So if they go to gym, they'll be like, weightlifting, no. For you, weightlifting, no. Because if you're big, impossible. So you'll see that someone does not know why he exists. Often kotamanga, but even then when they go race, he's big, he can't run, he loses.
Yeah.
And that's how many are losing in life. They don't know why they're here. Therefore, anything that keeps them occupied,
There's no self-discipline.
that's all.
No self-control.
You know, if you know that next week I'm supposed to go to America, there's certain things that you'll be doing this week in order for you to like get ready, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. You buy to my bags, you buy this to my chanchan.
Yeah, we need some warm clothes.
Yes, that's the same. So if you know that I'm supposed to be something in the future, if I'm 17, I'm not supposed to do certain things. Okay, just imagine, Mary was a virgin, isn't it? When she conceived. Now, just imagine if she had slept with a guy before the angel visited her. That would have been impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened.
So, meaning, God was supposed to use her, but due to the fact that she slept with someone, God will go and do someone else who is available and sanctified and ready. That's the thing. So I feel that if we all know why we are here, there are certain things that we won't engage ourselves in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I can say. And for men, uh, my advice is that number one, know God. That's the first thing, because He made you. That means He knows why you are here. If you don't have a father, try and find role models. Try and find role models. That's the thing. Otherwise, if you don't know God, you don't have role models, you just live a life. You, you just be living like a cow.
Does a cow live?
Yeah, you just you just wake up, you go and sit there, graze, you go back, graze, go back. If it's time to die, you
You
die.
die.
As simple as that.
Okay, no, that is quite something. Dr. Pepos, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for this interaction. I know it's been quite insightful. And as a young man that you are, I know this will still enlighten young men, because whatever we've talked about is a reality. At least I know there are men that are experiencing this, or are trying to see how they can get through these challenges and find themselves in a better place. It's a whole huge topic, but at least I'm glad we've covered much of it from this point. And to those of you that have been watching this program until this point, we really, really appreciate you for your time. Do go to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Walanda TV Studio. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time we have new content on this channel. And also follow us on Facebook. That's Walanda Studios. Follow, like, share, and let's just get interactive. Drop a comment at any time you can, share your thoughts, and let's keep this information going to as many, many, many people as possible. My name is Modifa Kapungwe. Until next time, keep it locked. Bye bye.